Then let's go back here. Okay. And then let me see how I fix this. Okay, I'm just gonna make you the host for now.
Okay.
And then when I'm sharing my view, also I reclaim it back. So we'll do it that way. Okay, so Bitcoin, you share your screen and then you can go with Bitcoin. Mhm.
Okie doke. So
I can't see your
had kind of you
I
see
can't
it?
I can't see your screen though.
Okay, hold on. You are screen sharing. Says yeah. It says I'm live. I don't know. Maybe I'll just give it a second. See if-
Uh, I can't see your. Okay, let me stop sharing anyway. Stop
Okay.
sharing, and then you share. Let's go that way. Try it again. Okay, beautiful. I can see your screen now.
Okay, so as you know, with my PVSRA strategy,
Mhm.
we're using this red threshold at the bottom here.
Yeah,
That's my bread and butter. Um, we'll get these long lulls of, not so much going on here.
yeah.
And if you really want to get into it, there's a bunch of ways to look at this, but one of the ways is, when there's not a lot going on and you got a lot of chop right here, you're looking at these right here. What does that say? That's a bearish engulfing. Like,
Mhm.
let's look at the next one. Look at these. Like price, as you can see, price is trying to break out, whatever's happening up here if you want to really look at it. But, you know, this is really, and then let's look at the one right next to it. Boom, another engulfing. Um, and then, you can kind of be like, all right, well, I saw three engulfings in the past 2 months, kind of leaning towards the downside, especially when they break this threshold. Like Trade Travel Chill is great and she's wonderful, and I'm sure she makes buttloads of money, but you need to be able to filter out what is a little green candle that doesn't matter right here and what is a green candle right here that's going to get back and recovered. Because what's the difference between this candle and this candle? Well, this candle got completely absorbed and recovered upon. So, being able to see that this is a fake move versus, just kind of one of these, random candles that happen every hour is huge. And people don't like my threshold. People don't want to use it, but whatever. So coming up to kind of what we got going on today, this PVSRA volume with the threshold has really has really come through for us. So I mean, we could just start from left to right. We'll start with this one here.
Mhm.
We got this as a zone of resistance. Um, and we got So kind of what these boxes are for is, when I'm going through in real time, when I see prices about to reverse, I know where my take profit is. My take profit is right there at the top of that candle because whatever broke it, this candle right here is going to get recovered upon,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like over here. It's going to get recovered.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so yeah, go ahead.
are you expecting us then to go to about 90 something K to recover this? Let me see if I can draw on this. Let me try and get a drawing. Where's the drawing thing? Is it up there? Where is it? Annotate. Okay, here. This, right? This. So you were then expecting here to be resistance, and now you're expecting them price to go up here first before coming down.
Well, that's what we did. I mean, if you really want to look at it that way, this price was printed. This this blue wanted to engulf. You could have looked at this blue and said, okay, halfway halfway of this blue marker where this dotted dash white line is. So I'll enter a trade there, the middle of the blue marker, because this is going to get reconciled. This red candle that broke our threshold.
Mhm.
And then that's what you do. You jump in right here, and then you're selling right here. I mean, it's $20 to the tip of that candle, but I mean, it's
Okay,
damn near right there.
cool. So what's your, I want to see your analysis on the day, on the, say, the weekly chart.
All
So,
right, that's great. Let me go to oops. So the only thing we really had to analyze the week, I don't use PVSRA for anything that's above,
the 1 hour.
honestly, like 2 hours. Okay.
Right, right.
So this is like I think I showed this to you before, but
Yeah,
this
you
is
did.
like macro cycle stuff. And the only thing I really look at on the weekly scale, and if you really want to get into it, Kenny, this red circle was
Mhm.
drawn like in this white line. This was drawn like over here, bro. Like this, I did not. This white line has been here since price was like over here somewhere.
Right.
Because, and I'm not, look, I'm not a genius. I'm not a genie. Okay. I'm not trying to toot my own horn too much, but Bitcoin is pretty cyclical. I mean, if you look at kind of what's happened, I mean, it's all pretty much measurable. And then, you got your bear to bull cycle um is around 1 to 1.65. And so for every bear cycle that's 100 days, your your bull cycle is going to be 165 days. This is all work I did a long time ago, so I don't even know if that's legit. But what this 840% comes from is I took the next number from all these like moves up.
Hmm.
The next number is 840%. So
Right.
the only thing I use for the weekly is a Bollinger Band that's on a specific time. When
Okay.
price is above the upper band, good. As you can see here, price above upper band, what's going to happen? This is how it seems like I'm so right all the time, Kenny, because I go to the weekly Bollinger Band that's set up on da, 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 da.
Yeah, you gave me the settings. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I got the
And it's
settings.
and it's so you base your trades off of this, and then price
So,
gets.
so currently, are you expecting us to come to the lower Bollinger Band, or where are you expecting?
No,
What,
I can't say that.
oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I think that now this is gonna sound kind of crazy to say, but I'm kind of bullish on price. When you see here, we just broke back up into this Bollinger Band with a lot of strength too.
Hmm.
And then we're gonna close out the daily right there on the edge. It's
Hmm.
like that's a pretty, I don't know. It seems like we're fighting for it. And then when you go back, because there's so many things you have to balance when taking a trade. Days of the week, what the past price action has done, PVSRA, psychology, news, because the summit was just yesterday. And I didn't even know that until someone told me. So it's like it's really a pain to keep up with everything. But I mean, because it is the weekend, what I think could happen is here's a low
Hmm.
because when you look at it, we're in a, I'm not like really one for shapes and all that, but if you really want to look at it like that, we're in a descending triangle. Is that what the
Hmm.
kids call these?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because we're coming down into it. So usually what happens with formate, this is why I don't trade it. Usually what happens with Bitcoin, everyone and their mother can see this formation. It's the first thing you learn when you learn how to trade Bitcoin is shapes. So what Bitcoin loves to do is I mean, these shapes will probably break legitly and like and be have actual like movement behind them like maybe like 25% of the time. Very rarely is this thing gonna drop right here and then just continue to drop. It's like the market makers know. Hold on, I'm trying to get my brush out here. What is my brush? They've been moving stuff around in TradingView like crazy, dude. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of updates to it as
Yeah, the
well.
notification bar wasn't even here a couple of weeks ago. It was like somewhere up in here. I'm like, okay. But look, very rarely is price gonna have a clean breakdown because of the nice easy formation that was just painted.
Mm.
And especially because we're doing this on a Friday. So Friday,
But today's Saturday.
yeah, I know, but yesterday it looks this is all Friday. This is all bearish, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna flirt with the bottom end of the zone, and they do that because market makers want to trap liquidity in this level.
Hmm.
And then over the weekend, when there's not that much volume, they can push price lower, come after this low, so all the longs they got their stop losses right here after this low,
They get liquidated.
right? And then Monday open, we still can be down here looking like oh, maybe a little scam wick down here, and then Monday open happens, and then more liquidity is trapped. Monday open, bro. Look at this. Boom, more liquidity. And then Tuesday, they they is when the real trend starts, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm. Mm.
The
So so
Fridays and the
so
Mondays are to trap liquidity and to make Binance needs to make money, and that's how they do it.
so your kind of projection would be downside towards probably maybe 80K, between 75K, 80K.
Let's see. I would say either price breaks out this weekend, and that's crazy to say because usually price doesn't break out on weekends. But the way that this whole formation has been playing out, so this is a big move down, right? And then this was a big buyer here. This was a big buyer. Okay.
That was the pump from the Trump announcement
Mm,
about the
okay.
strategic Bitcoin reserve. It just basically went rip, literally, and then came back down again. But
Yeah, and that's
as
a
you're
that's a
saying,
great
if
sign. You
as
know,
you
that's healthy. This is a healthy market structure. And then on top of it, when you notice that it isn't a complete and like this is a complete engulfing here.
Mhm.
Okay. But when you have a move like we had, you know, that re that really isn't an engulfing. These are huge volume candles. It doesn't matter that it all went bye-bye. That's just price action. Price action doesn't matter to us. We're looking at like the strength of these candles, and these are kind of two smaller, red candles versus these three huge ones. That's like, that's not that's not signaling to me a full engulf where price is going to go down. Because these broke the threshold, I'm like, okay, price could go back down and recover those candles, but we're still even making a higher low here. And then, we're kind of this is what it looks like when uh, um, a bottom is consolidating. So you got your things breaking your threshold, right? And they're gonna get resoluted. You know,
Hmm.
when price goes like this and goes straight up, say the Trump speech about the crypto or whatever. Say price would have kept going up and we're at 105K right now. We're sitting up here with our, you know, whatever in our hand and looking at this. It's like that is not what we, Kenny, we don't want to be up at 100K looking down at these three candles that all three broke the threshold. I mean, if you want to go look at 19K, 11K, there are candles back there that look like this
Mm.
that will never ever get resoluted. But it's like that's like a 1% chance. Like this isn't gonna be that one candle that price is gonna like it's really not gonna happen like that.
Okay. So I think what you're saying is it could go up, it could go down. The probabilities are
Well, we have bottom support at 63K. So if you want to see I deleted, so there was a bunch of PVSRA spots in here that haven't been recovered, and I deleted them.
mm,
But there was one right here on this candle here, and I don't have premium, so I can't go back and look. But if you want to go back to the 10th of November of 2024 and you want to look at that candle on an hourly or a 15-minute time frame, I promise you that there is a threshold breaking candle in there because I
mm.
marked it in November and I extended the line right.
Yeah.
So this was months and months and months ago, and the only one I have left, and this one was filled. Like this wick is filled. That's why I'm saying, we could bottom here, even though things look scary. PVSRA was there waiting for us as a buy zone down there at 77K, and I didn't even notice until that my screen went green, and I'm like, wait, are we in a box? So the only other one is at 63K. So if
Mm.
I'm bearish, um, I'm 63K bearish. And the other thing to worry about with this formation is this could BART. Do you know what a BART is?
No.
Um, this is a BART. Up, down. It's a character from an American TV show called The Simpsons. He's a rectangle shape and he's got spiky hair.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I would hate for this to happen, but you know,
So when the butt happens, what happens? Does it go down or does it go?
yeah, price would go down here to
Okay.
63.
Okay. So I think let me take control and share my views with you, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
you can critique. So let me take control. Oh,
Stop
share
share.
screen. Let me just share my screen. Share. Okay. So Bitcoin.
I
Go
see you.
to Bitcoin. Bitcoin chart. Okay. So I like these. I like your candles. They are perfect for me because like I said to you the last time, my brain works on patterns. So okay, the patterns that I'm seeing here is, and I always whenever I see these candles of yours, this is the weekly chart, right?
Mhm.
But there was one, uh, was it this one? Bitcoin, no, I want the Binance one. Where's the Binance perpetual one? Yeah, that's it. That's the one I need. Okay, and then we go to, okay, so this rejection candle, we come back in it, we're coming back into it. The volume is quite strong, strong selling volume. normally, when there's a very strong selling volume, you tend to go down first. On these strong selling volumes, you tend to go down slightly, not a huge amount. Similar to here, like you have this big selling volume, you go down slightly, then you reverse. Another one is here, big selling volume, go down slightly, then reverse. But more so, there's a pink candle. So one of your PVSRA pink candles that
Are some of those wider?
these are volume candles. So these are volume candles. So
Why are they wide? Some of them are wide, some of them are thin.
it tells you the volume within it. So like
So the
these
wider ones have more
more volume, more volume.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's on these premium. I can also even change it to get
Oh, it's footprint? Oh wait, no, it's not
I can
footprint.
get footprint as well, which will give me
Yeah,
the
man.
numbers,
That's the next level.
which will give me the
Volume
numbers.
footprint where it gives you the numbers
It
on
does,
the
yeah,
actual.
it does. I have it.
That's nuts. That's something I haven't learned yet, but
So
could continue.
that gives me that, but I don't use that for now. I'm more interested in the volume candles for now. So these pink candles of yours always are attraction points for reversals or attraction points for retest, I call it. So this one here, I've always knew from here that at some point we'll come and exceed this. And that's exactly what we did. So, but it's taking a long time. It takes a while, some of them depending on the time frame. This one here exceeded before. And as soon as you exceed it, you tend to bounce the other way, right? So if you look at this one here, you exceed it, go slightly lower, bounce. Then you can come back and exceed it. So when I go to 4 hours, I look at it on all time frames. On 4 hours, we do have a pink candle here. And this pink candle is going to be exceeded before we go up because we've had the bounce. So now we need to exceed it first. So I'm already expecting the price at the very least will come and visit 78K, which will be exceeding this pink candle and either creating a double bottom or we go down slightly to about maybe 75K to then complete the move to then go up. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin is, I'm expecting us to come back down. And if you put it on the 4 hours, if you put this even line here for this pink candle, which is sitting at below it is what 81K. So if I go back to the daily, 81K will be like a double bottom. So it can happen. You can have a double bottom on this with that, and then you can start going back up, depending on the pressure obviously you get from it. So I'm on the side of we go down first before going up, based on the pink candle structure and how they behave, especially when they appear. There's another one on 8 hours. Okay, this one has already been taken out. So it's taken out and then go up. So that one has done its job. And I think there's one on 12 hours. Was there? Yeah, that one has also been taken out and it's done its job. So that's how I use your pink candles. If I see a bright green like this
Hmm.
and I see a red, I short. Literally.
Here, go just click 1 hour real quick for me.
Uh, yeah.
Okay,
I don't.
all
Yeah,
right.
one
Looks
hour.
good, looks good. It's
I don't.
just, it's oh man, I don't know. It's with them higher time frames, it just doesn't it's the candles just aren't that abnormal, and they don't
Yeah.
break up above that.
No, but it's pretty consistent. It's like clockwork. Like you don't. I mean, I count levels, right? So if I'm on a 4 hour chart, I'll count levels. Okay. When we break the neckline, I start counting my levels. So okay, you've broken the neckline. So I start counting, and I want to count three levels drops. So this is one, this is two, this is three, and
Yeah.
after three, I'll buy
That's a
because
legit strategy, dude, because the guy that I'm pretty sure made this strategy does he does the 1, 2, 3.
yeah. So, but the key is when do you start counting? Because if you go and start, and it took me a while to figure it out, because I will start counting from the top. I'm like, okay, well, that's a drop. That's a drop. So when do I actually buy? And then, okay, so this is one, this is two, this is three. Okay, you can do it that way. But I find that when I do it this way, it's more accurate. So when you break the neckline, then I start counting my three.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I get on 4 hours, one, two,
Oh,
three.
okay, that's cool.
I'm just gonna buy. I'm gonna go
Nice.
along straight off because I know, and I know also the price will come back in to do a lower high. So when I get a big green candle, and I'm gonna sell, take my profit because I know we're gonna come back in to form a lower high. If that's all you're gonna get from the down, then I know you're gonna get a lower high than go. So I'll take my profit and come back in again. But this pink candle is a concern because normally, if this had exceeded it, it would have been perfect.
Something that you got to think about is people need to be punished, Kenny. People need to pay the piper. Don't you think that the
Mhm.
longs have been punished enough?
I would like to think so, but if you look at, let me bring the liquidity map for you as well, because that will also provide another
All their longs just got wiped out, basically. Any
coin.
any low from the past like 3 months just got taken out, you know?
There's plenty
Oh,
of
nice. Here we
liquidity.
go.
There is BTC. There's plenty of liquidity to the downside up to 75K. Um, if we if it loads up, you'll see. Look, there's this stack of liquidity sitting there. They're going to take
Damn.
it before they go up. They are not going to leave this behind. And also, we haven't closed the CME gap.
It's pretty new though, right? I mean, that's those are trades just taken in the past.
If we do CME, so CME, we haven't, the gap is not fully closed on the CME, right? So
I should look at this chart more.
we've we've closed it a little bit, but there's still a little bit left. And and normally with these weekly candles and
But
this
is CME a market mover?
the CME is like the mercantile exchange trading people. They have a lot of money. They are like the big money people traders on Bitcoin.
More than Binance?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Damn, they got more money than Binance?
These guys are like Wall Street traders. They've got stacks of money. So when there's a
Uh,
gap on their chart, well, it doesn't always close, but most of them do. So like you see they've run it back down, but they haven't closed all of it. And
uh-huh.
and this 50-day moving average, normally on the weekly chart, you pierce it. Like
Yeah, but
you
look at you gotta like think of it like a PVSRA candle. Like usually like sometimes it's very possible there's so many buyers because all a gap is it's un it a gap is the same thing as PVSRA volume. It's unfulfilled orders on the order book.
yeah,
And so
correct.
the argument is naturally the price will go back because there's an instability. But if the price is so bullish and people are so bullish, I mean, usually I see it with PVSRA all the time, sometimes you're only going to get 50%.
Yeah, but you see, if you look at these daily, weekly 50 EMAs, right?
Hmm.
Look at the XPX, and we'll come to the XPX. If I just bring the XPX here and the no, sorry, is it Nasdaq or XPX? Yes, Nasdaq. So you can see that normally, most of the time, you pierce it, right? You pierce it, and then you go up. You pierce it, then you go up. You pierce it, then you have a reversal or something or a bounce. Like you pierce it or you touch it. We haven't we haven't touched it on Bitcoin. That's obviously another argument that actually a smaller touch that pierces this slightly low here, 75K, kind of line up with the liquidity, take it, and it's also the
I know,
support
but
support zone for this.
how many people in the world do you think are thinking like you right now? They're like this. I'm not gonna jump in, I'm gonna wait for it to go back down. And how many people do you think see that
Mhm.
EMA and that CME gap? How many people?
Well, I mean, if you if you go onto the YouTube video chart for people who do charts, most of them talk about the CME charts. Most of the influencer charts people talk about the CME gap. But I mean, I don't.
Yeah, but
For me,
ah,
I look at patterns, right? So
man. Hmm.
the pattern on these charts, it's always like that. So if you want to look at it from here, right, you have one leg down, two, three, up, lower high, go up. So that's three. If you want to count it here and say, okay, this is one, this is two, where is that? Where is there's nothing. There's no bullish yet
Well, if it, I
candle
know,
yet.
Kenny, but I'm just so scared because if it goes down, it's going to 63.
No, it won't get there.
What is that bottom Bollinger at?
63, my Bollinger is
Okay.
68,926. It won't get there. And the reason why I say we won't get there is because
When was the last time we
the,
touched it?
these tops here are going to be big time support all through here, all through here. So, you know, and I know it's 68K, but the same way, I always think of it like
Yeah,
when we
we got
got
that candle there.
when we got to 50 sorry, 12, no, 15K, and everybody was expecting 12K, 10K,
Right.
right? Sometimes that magic number is missed because the people are expecting everybody says, okay, look, if we
Right.
break this, then I'm gonna expect 68K. You're
Are
not gonna
people
get
saying
68K.
63 or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
What
There
are
are a
they?
lot of
Oh, they
there's
are?
yeah, they are.
Well,
People
I
talking
didn't even
about
know that.
68K. People talking
Uh-huh.
about 68K, 68K. But if everybody's talking about 68K, 68K, you're not gonna get it.
Right.
In the same way here, I think there's a lot of people who were talking about 75K at this point when we got here. We didn't get to 75K, we got 78K. So
Hmm.
so you always have to, like, I always just that's my trading style is I don't go with the number. I try to go maybe 3, 4 grand above where everybody thinks or most people are talking about, because the market maker it's gonna look at it. They're gonna look at all these feeds and okay, they are all expecting 68, 68.
Yeah, they're getting filled at 68, but price action isn't even going to show it.
It was not gonna go there. And then it's gonna reverse backwards. And then they'll be sitting there thinking the same as those people who were left behind, 10K, 12K, waiting. They were left
Oh, yep.
behind. So I think
I
we have.
fear that's what's going to happen to you, Kenny.
Oh, like what? Now? You mean
Yeah,
now?
with now. I think when we check back in next week, I
Okay.
think we're going to be at like 100K.
No, no, this is your
Dude, think
con.
about look at how volatile price has been. Up 10, down 10, up 4, down 6. What's a up 12?
Yeah, these your candles. Me, I trust them 100%. When they show up on the chart and they've had a move to the upside, this pink candle, every time, there's not a single time and I spent hours
What are
just
you on the
going
4
through it.
hour?
I've spent hours. How many of them have not been recovered on 4 hours before we go up? This recovered. This
I don't use the
recovered.
4 hour though. Here, let
Um,
me go through here.
this recovered before we go up. This recovered. And the ones that are not recovered become an area of attraction. So, like this candle here, guess what? We had a pink candle here that
Yeah.
wasn't recovered. So, guess what? They wake it back all the way back to it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's where
So,
that was. I was
there's,
like, where is that little fucker at? I was like
yeah,
looking for him.
there's
Because
one
I
here.
know they're out there. It's like just what
That
time frame, you know?
they are here. So there's one here which was 87, 88K. We've taken it. It's been taken now on the fall, right?
Okay, yeah, I see that one.
Um, you know, it's here is taking before we go up. It's always going to be taking every single time. This one here,
So what are you saying about this little pink candle here?
you mean
what are
this
you
one
saying
here,
about it?
this one.
You're saying it happens before big moves
Yeah,
or
it is.
okay.
Yeah. So when it happens, you have a
Is there a
big
time of
move.
day usually it's on?
I think if it comes and the next candle is green, then you're gonna go up first, and you tend to go up, but you always come back to it. This is your 68K, right? So this candle, the low is 68K. This pink candle.
Yeah, but look at the one right next to it.
It's not been, this one is
Well,
not being,
it's not completely absorbed.
this one was not recovered. So this is where your 68 is
There's
sitting.
like a $200 gap. I see it.
Yeah, 68K, 68,650. So that's where your number comes from, right? Because it's not being recovered. It's the only one on this 4 hour chart which is not currently being recovered. Every single one of them since the move happened from what 74K, it's been absorbed except for the one here,
Here,
except for
go
this,
to
except for this one. And
go.
then
Can
also
you go
this one,
back?
sorry.
Can you
Uh,
put in the date for
mhm.
I think it's
It's the 6th of November. The candle is sitting on the date
is it
is
in the 6th of November? Or no,
no,
I
5th
think
of
that's
November. 5th of November. And that's when the Trump election happened.
to go to 13 of October.
13th of October. 13th of October, 13th of
That's what
October,
I'm looking at.
13th
That
of
candle that
October,
hasn't been recovered right by the
hold on,
blue, right
13th
by
of
the blue,
October. This is 13th of October.
the bottom of the the bottom of that on the green
This one
candle on
here.
the left, the bottom of the blue.
This one
Oh wait,
here.
it might be that one. Hold on, let me see.
This one.
No, it's the green one.
The green. You mean this one
Um,
here?
yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's that one.
Yeah.
That's the one. If you go on the hourly, somewhere in that area of those green candles, there is a threshold breaker that I've been tracking for months now.
Yeah. The thing
And
is that
that's the only
uh,
support you'd have to put the date in probably.
how do you do that?
Bottom left, the calendar next to daily, 5 day, month, 3 month, 6 month, bottom left, like
What
all the way
bottom
down
left? All
above
right here.
strategy. Yeah. And then do like 11 or 2024, 10, 11.
Okay.
See
So yeah.
somewhere in
Is it this
there.
one?
What's the price? 59? No, it's like 63 area. Oh, maybe
63.
that isn't breaking that. Oh, no, maybe it's a 15-minute break because I look at 15 and hourly. So that one must be a
Or is it this one you're talking about? This one here, which is the 15th
no,
of
no,
October.
because
That one is being
no, because
recovered
it
anyway.
was at 60. Yeah, it was at 63. It must be a 15-minute if it's not on the hourly.
Let's go
Are
to
you? And then it
find
brings you all the way back to March. I just don't know.
11th
Oh,
of
it's still in there
October.
though.
Go. Okay, yeah, here you go. There's a break here. But
That's the price
it
on
wasn't it
that.
wasn't recovered.
Hmm.
It wasn't recovered. That's 58K. It wasn't recovered.
I don't know what I was looking at because I thought I would for sure see a green break.
Yeah. But
So maybe there isn't
I think
anything
there's
there.
a line, obviously there's a line here. So this line is 68K. There's a pink candle which is not being recovered. So
That just
six
makes me even more bullish now because
six
that tells
sixty
me
eight.
my only PVSRA support was just recovered this in February 27th. So I have no support below us at all.
Uh,
As since we just checked that, because I'm not able to go back in time like that. I don't know what the frick I was looking
so
at.
I think let's leave it. Let's summarize it and then leave this one because then maybe next week we can revisit what our expectations are.
All right, you want to go first and then I'll share my screen and then I'll give a summary.
Yeah. So I think for me, I'm expecting this pink candle to be exceeded. So I expect it to be exceeded, and I do expect us to kind of come and touch here the area of interest on the daily chart, uh, which is here. This candle is the area of interest for me. This candle of the 6th of November is got a high of 76.42 and a low of 69.272. This candle. So somewhere in there, price will fall. It could be here. It could be 75K. It could be the tops here, 74.3, 74K. It could be the middle of it, which would be 72, 73K, or it could be the bottom of it, 69K. I don't know where it's gonna land, but my bias is 75K because of the liquidity, where the liquidity is sitting.
All right.
So let me hand it
Hope you're
over
wrong.
and then you I I hardly get these predictions wrong using your candles. I hardly do. Um
I know it's looking like it's on the edge of a cliff right now too.
yeah, and also the other reason why I say that is because the stock market is not finished its correction yet.
Yeah, they're not happy at all.
Yeah, so there's a final leg down on the stock market. So if the stock market is going down, crypto can explode to the upside. So that's another kind of parameter that I'm kind of basing it on as well because the Nasdaq will come down again next week, one last leg to the downside, and
I
then we
think it
can
is
start
definitely
and
coupled.
and then we
Bitcoin needs to break away from the stock market. That's a huge thing that needs to happen is the decoupling, like
yeah
Bitcoin or not Bit like gold and the S&P 500 are kind of decoupled. I think that needs to happen with Bitcoin.
yeah. So maybe we can. So your let me draw your lines. So let me draw your lines. I'll just take your numbers and I'll draw them. So I'm thinking 70. Okay, so I'll put a text on here, text, and I'll just say, why is this thing playing? Seriously, go away. Go away. Come on. What do I need to do? It's not allowing me to type. Um, Shut up. Go, 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 go.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
I guess that would be my numbers
Okay, let me
mid
just.
60s.
Okay, so let's pick mid 60s. I'll just move this mid 60s. So you want mid, not even high 60s.
No, 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 like 64.
64. Wow. Wow. That's gonna
Dude,
be a
honestly, that's if there's nothing, man.
okay, cool. So I'll put it there. I'll put it there, 64K. I'm between this here and here. So that's me between here and here. These two. These two lines is where I think price will fall before we go up. Um, so let's move on. Let's try and look at the Nasdaq quickly, and then maybe next week. I think what we'll do
Yeah,
is
I'm
we'll
curious
keep
to see because I haven't looked at
we'll,
this in a long time.
we'll see how it goes next week. So the same for
Jeez.
me again. Nasdaq is the same. So if I look on the weekly chart, I expect a bounce though. So next week I expect a bounce, and that's another thing I use your candles for. If I see a big fat red candle, I expect price to go to the other side first before coming down. So I'll take a long position straight away. So I can take a long position on the Nasdaq today and probably put my price, my take profit around here, around 2425, and I know I'll get it. So I
Yeah.
expect a bounce to that side, then come back down to do your final leg to the downside. Maybe come back and test this wick here. So this week, come back and test this week somehow. Maybe price comes all the way to 18.2.
With Trump being president, you're crazy.
Well, he's been president and we've been coming down for the last 3 weeks. So
That's a what's the percentage on that? That's like a 20%.
if we go to 2.4 and come back down to let's see, hold on. If we get here, that's 10%. If we go let's say from here down to about here. That's 15%. So I think maybe 10%. Yeah, it's
From the
possible.
high too would be like 20.
Yeah, it's normal. This correction is going to be the same as this correction here.
And
It's
sell in May and go away is what they say, you
it's
know.
going to be very much the same as here. Very much. We are just in the first level. When we break this pivot, that's when I'll start counting my levels. In the same way as here, when you broke this pivot here, so this was the last rise to the upside. So, you can start counting. This is one, this is two, this is three, and it's as good as gold. If you start buying from here, okay, yeah, we went down a little bit, but you buy here, you're buying very well, and you do very well for the upside. So I would expect us to that we have to come into the 200. That is the place. That's the place where people will get interested in buying again. So this move is not finished at all. But there'll be bounces. There'll be strong bounces like here. Yeah,
So it's
strong
gonna be
bounce there,
basically you're
strong bounce
saying
here.
we're gonna have a bearish 2025 because that's all year.
Um, I mean, there'll be some strong moves to the downside. Like here, strong move to the upside, sorry. Here, 3 weeks in a row, you go up. So
Yeah.
after the last one, after this comes down, I would expect a stronger move to the upside to form a lower high. So you get a lower high
Yeah,
and
because
and then
these
you come down.
tops, even though it kind of looks like we've been, you got that 1, 2, 3 at the top there, some you're familiar with Wyckoff,
Yeah, Wyckoff,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it does seem like we're kind of testing the high and whatnot, it just, it because the S&P and the Nasdaq are so like cyclical. It's like if this was a Bitcoin chart, I'd say, we kind of got to go back up there and see what's up there, but those are a lot of candles up there testing and you know it kind of just moves up then down, it kind of looks like it. But if it was like a Bitcoin chart or something, I'd be like, okay, we probably got to go back up there and
Yeah.
test out a high, but we probably won't get above like 20.5. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not done. Who
There's
knows?
there's there's more downside. I mean, on the 4 hour chart, this is where the bounce is, right? So the bounce will probably come maximum to about here, maximum to about there, to the base of this, maybe to the base of this pink candle,
Yeah.
comes up to there, which is about 258, somewhere there, and then comes continue back down again, continues the leg down because it's not finished yet in terms of, I mean, this, if you got this as your neckline, then one, two, three, yes, you go up slightly. So these things, I think they work quite well. One, a two, a three, you should be going up. And then you have to come back and exceed this candle anyway. Um, so I think there's an upside, but there's more downside based on the higher time frame. We're not going anywhere without this candle being exceeded. It's too big a candle not to be exceeded after the bounce to the upside. And also on the monthly chart, it's pretty much set in stone to come at the very least to these points here. At the very least to these points. I can't find a pink candle on the monthly chart that would have given me more. That's not been recovered. Every single one of them has been recovered. This has been recovered by that one. This has been recovered by that. There's one here which hasn't been recovered, but that would be crazy if we were to get there. 3,000. No way. But it's not being recovered, so who knows? I wouldn't put it there, but I think here we'll get good absorption rate to go back up, which is sitting at 15,000.
Pepperstone. What is I'm trying to look up a Nasdaq chart here.
Yeah, US NAS 100. I'm using the Owanda one because that's the one I used to trade. So I trade that one.
Yeah, we're not looking too great.
No, it's not looking good. It's not looking too good. But I mean, there will be a bounce. I think we'll get after this, after the slight move on this to the downside, after we go up, sorry, and come back down here, we're going to get a very good move. Either to do double tops or lower high somewhere here. So that'll be a big move. And then crypto can maybe start going up properly. Bitcoin can start going up properly. Um, but Bitcoin can't keep going up. And I've been watching it all week. As soon as the Nasdaq goes down, Bitcoin goes down. As soon as Nasdaq goes down, Bitcoin goes down. It's like clockwork for the two of them. So I think next week, early next week. So if you want to predict that Bitcoin will have a small rally, maybe Sunday into Monday, yes, it's possible because when the Nasdaq rises up, it's going to go up first. So yeah, Bitcoin could have a small rally before the dump.
Yeah.
So but it will be a small rally, not a big rally. Okay, so are we done? I think maybe next week what we should do is we should allocate time because
Here, let me share my screen for like
Mhm.
2 minutes.
Yeah, let me stop share and then you can share. Okay.
All right, yeah, this is a NAS 100 I found.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the one.
it's could come down here and I mean, I'm not seeing anything too scary. I mean, if we stay above this, it was a close right here. I don't know. It'd be different if we were like below this blue line. If we're below this blue line, then I'm gonna start to worry. Because we'll see some action over here too, I'm sure, when it actually come like if we like this, that was a crazy wick. But
I
uh
mean, anybody who uses these your Bollinger Bands and say, look, okay, on that, no, you were on the weekly, right?
yeah,
Go back to
it
the
was.
weekly. So and say, look, you're always going to come to the lower band before you go up. Once you come in, you're going to come back to the lower band. So do
Right.
nothing. Just short and just wait. We'll do really well on all of this chart. The moment you start coming down, you start coming to test the blue line, you always go to the green line. Always, based on what I'm seeing on this chart. So we've come towards the blue line, you're more likely to come to the green line. Probabilities. After you've done a move, after you've done a good move. So look at this. After the big move, you come back lower. Big move, come back lower. Big move, come back lower. So you would have to come and touch that 17K, 17.4, 17.5. And then from then onwards, you're gonna pierce it 3 times or whatever before. So these tops here are definitely in sight. These tops, let me get my drawing. Where's my drawing thing? Here, there. That is in sight. That is where, at the very least, the price will fall to.
Did we at least pull out the measured move of the fucking cup and handle?
Yeah, literally, literally, literally. Huh?
Hmm. All right.
Huh?
Well, I got an alert on this blue line. All bets are off on Bitcoin if we cross this blue line. That's where I'll leave that.
Okay.
And just to go back to Bitcoin real quick. Um, I think we're still technically in a bull market. Um, I think we are going to close this daily above this bottom Bollinger here. The bottom Bollinger is at 85.9.
Mhm.
Daily closes at 6 p.m. Central Time. I do think we will close above that. I do think that will cause a reaction to break this to the upside. We've
Mhm.
been having very volatile moves, so I do think that move up here to test this upper Bollinger isn't out of the ordinary, and you see it starting to curl up. If we
Hmm.
if we get up here, that volatility is going to increase more, and then we're just going to chase that bad boy up to like 125K.
That's possible. That's possible.
Um,
That's possible.
because this is just we could look at it like a short sweep in a bull market and leave it at that. As long as that Nasdaq is above that midline, I think we can do some damage. But who knows? There's a lot of news going on right now, so I don't know. But Bitcoin is, all these news and everything, all that's bullish for Bitcoin. There's nothing that is bearish for Bitcoin. The only reason that anything with Ukraine or Israel affects Bitcoin is because Bitcoin is paired with the Nasdaq and the S&P when it doesn't need to be. Bitcoin is a currency. It has nothing to do with those. It should be inverse, if anything, but
Hmm.
I'll get off my soapbox. But so anyways, I think that we could, if anything, if something happens, Ukraine nukes fucking Russia, we BART and our absolute low is like 62K. And then we will kind of paint, Bitcoin loves to paint these long-term things like this, nice and pretty. Come down. We're gonna test that. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go up. It loves, loves, loves to do it. I mean,
What are
it's
those lines you've got? Is that
which ones?
you've got a line?
So I have this is a measured move. This is to our these are my bull market tops. These are both measured moves.
Oh,
This one is
okay.
162K and this one is 188K. And then
Right,
these are
okay.
the Fibonacci extensions off of the first impulse wave
Move.
up.
Okay.
And then this one is a smaller fib extension off of the first like A wave of
Of the
this.
move.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then my fibs are
Okay.
normal, except I add like 2 and 2 1 2 2 7.
So I think you are split technically. You are split because on
I'm
one side,
50/50, yeah.
yeah, you're 50-50 on one side. You think, okay, we might bounce from here and go and do 105 and then continue. And then on the other side, you're thinking, actually,
And
no,
that's how
we
I
come up to
roll.
68.
That's how I roll. And then what helps me do that, I don't know if you ever played Balatro, but like a Joker card that helps me use that strategy even more is the PVSRA volume. So I can determine levels because when I am 50/50 like that, which happens a lot, I'm a Gemini and I'm bipolar. So I can just create lines, so I know if we break down below, if we close below this bottom Bollinger,
Mhm.
it's gonna be bad. That's why I haven't been able to keep my eyes off of the Bitcoin price because we are right here on this bottom Bollinger. So I'm kind of waiting for 6 p.m. every day, going and checking. And then as far as a breakout to the upside goes,
Well, we have to cross that key point. We have to break up above on the daily. You got to break above. Is it 90 on the daily chart? If you go on the daily chart, we have to close above for it to be bullish. You have to close above that here, that red candle, the tops. Yeah,
yeah.
correct, literally, which is 95K. So you have to close above 95K and confirm. Then we can say, okay, yes, we're going somewhere.
Yeah, so we could just make that our level, but I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say I am bullish, and I think in 7 days' time we're gonna be
Yeah, I think 7 days time. I'm
up
with
here.
you. I think 7 days. I'm with you. But that would
I don't
be
know if we can break out. We're gonna need Nasdaq to pull back to not pull back, but to go up,
Mhm.
obviously, or at least hold a decent level above that 55 VWMA on that Nasdaq, and then we can break out above this level. But I think it's not. We could just as easily start another move to the upside for the continued bull run.
Yeah,
Or we drop 10, 20,000. That's Bitcoin most of the time, but just watch this. I'm just watching this this daily Bollinger. That's all I could say. If we
Mhm.
close below, all bets are off, and I'm going to be trying to short it. And we're right here. So
Yeah, and
that's all I got.
which is the daily, isn't it? So
Hmm.
if I take, sorry, I'll just take this back quickly
Yep.
and just
Yeah.
it's the daily. So on the daily chart of Bitcoin, not Nasdaq, on the daily chart, and yeah, I've also been kind of conflicted a little bit when I look at the daily chart because the daily chart looks bullish, but the weekly is not bullish, right? So if I go and look at here, so long as we close above today, above the 200 moving average, so we've kind of broken down, we've gone up, come back to do a retest, and we've closed above it. This is kind of like confirmation candle. So if this candle were to close above, and that's probably going to be above your Bollinger Band. I've got my Bollinger Band. Let me see. I
No,
think I
I
do.
mean it's the same level, dude. Because it's at it right now, and you're at it right now too. So
Yeah. So long as we close above it, close above the 200 midnight my time, which will be probably 6 o'clock your time.
I think mine's $250 lower, but
Yeah. If we close above it, then yes, it means there's support for the upside. If we close below, no, then
and
you're
then
gonna go for
it's
lower
like
prices.
another thing is like the days of the week. So you look at what they do on Monday and you look at what they do on Friday. So Friday, what did they do? They fucking held price low all day. It's like
Yeah, that's
they didn't
Friday.
want it to fucking go up on Friday because then everyone can like place their trades and then they'll all make money over the weekend. They want them to make their shorts on Friday, make price look scary, and then break it out over the weekend, which is like rare that they break out over the weekend, but it
Mm,
is what happened like the past two times it's been on the weekend, which has been weird for Bitcoin, but
yeah.
I don't know why it's been doing that.
Okay, cool. So
All right,
that's
man.
that's been very good. So if you obviously see anything new, if you post it on your trading,
Hmm.
what's the name, then I'll have a look. I'll check it out. Yeah.
You got Discord?
I'm on WhatsApp. I can send you my number.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can send you my number, and then you can. I've got a WhatsApp group. I can add you to it. We just talk
All
about
right.
trades and stuff. So
How
if
often you check your email? Every day?
every day, every hour,
All right,
because
cool. All
it's
right,
my
cool.
work inbox as well. So I
All
do
right,
all
yeah,
my
I'll just
work
hit
from
you
there
up
as
on
well.
there.
Yeah.
All
So
right, Kenny. Just shoot me another calendar invite for next week when you're ready.
it's recurring.
What? Oh, okay, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
a recurring
Cool.
invite. So every Saturday at 5 o'clock we'll do it. But I think maybe we should just compartmentalize the time because so that we can do SPX, we can do Dixie, and we can do the other one as well. So maybe we say 15 minutes for Bitcoin, 15 minutes for Nasdaq, 15 minutes for Dixie, 15 minutes for SPX. So that's 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go 5 minutes, I go 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to conclude, and then we move on to the next one.
All right.
Okay,
Just
cool.
can you send me
The video.
or maybe put it in the
Oh yeah, I'll put it
notes or
on.
something what tickers you want to do?
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
And I'll upload the video. Let me just stop
Yeah, I know
sharing.
we kind of got off topic a little.